Hello, Lana. Good evening. I hope you enjoyed your day. For today's lesson, I'm going to teach you Microsoft Word. That is for any student who is taking a case here, who is taking a Form 2. I think that is on word processing. So, before I begin, I want to invite you officially to my channel, which is called Dynamic Learning. In this channel, we'll be learning so many things, especially on Microsoft packages. I invite anyone who has a question to have his questions channeled to me through the number that I'll provide or through the comment section. I'm always there to help anytime you need support. Thank you. So without wasting time, let me take you through the agenda. So what are you supposed to learn today? That's what I'm going to take you through. Okay, so this forgiveness be heavy. Okay, sorry for that. So let me start by opening the agenda of today. These are the things that you must know by the time you finish the lesson. Item number one, as a good learner, you must ensure that by the time you complete this lesson, you are able to define what word processing is. So word processing, I will tell you, it's just like what you normally do. You produce documents on daily basis, you do assignments. Yeah, so that is what we call word processing. So you need to know the definition of word processing. Why are we using word processors to process our documents? That is on agenda number 2. You should also tell us what are the limitations of using traditional typewriters and why should we rely on modern day word processors. And then you should also tell us the advantages of using electronic word processors over manual typewriters. So that is on agenda. So make sure you be able to know all those by the time we are finishing this lesson. In case you experience any problem, I'm here as your coach to help you. So let me quickly open the first lesson. So this is lesson 1. So these things I cover them on agenda. So I will explore the following areas: the definition of word processing, definition of a word processor, comparison between word processors and traditional typewriters, advantages of using word processors over traditional typewriters, and also by the end of this lesson, I expect to have a dynamic Learn 1 assessment, which I'll expect you to handle that question and then we'll discuss in the start of our next lesson. So in this lesson, you're going to learn about definition of word processing. Now, word processing is the process of creating, saving, editing, formatting, and printing text or graphic-based data or document using word processors. So you can use a word processor, e.g. a typewriter, to produce a report which you have to submit. You can also prepare a speech that you want to present maybe in the assembly there to your fellow students. You can also use it to prepare what you call a booklet for your assignment. So all what you're doing is what you call word processing. So word processors can either be typewriters, which are obsolete. That technology is no longer in existence, but if it's there, then on rare cases. Or you can have electronic word processors. These ones are special softwares that will help you to quickly do document production. So electronic word processors are application software which allow the user to create, save, edit, format, and print documents. So I've covered this word. It's an electronic. You must know that it's an application software, meaning that it's offering the services that will help you to perform a certain task, which is document production. So there, I think you need to highlight this word here when you're defining. So make sure it's captured properly. Good. So documents can contain textual graphical information. Textual data is the one that we write in form of letters, symbols, or numbers. While the graphical information, there are pictures which you can either import, download from websites. You can take using the digital camera, or you can scan, and then you have them used in your uh, word processing. So examples of electronic word processors include Microsoft Office Word, which was produced by Microsoft Corporation, led by Bill Gates. You know that. So Bill Gates is the founder of Microsoft Office. So we also have Lotus Word Pro. We have Corel Word Perfect, AppleWorks for those people who are using Macintosh or Mac. We have WordStar, and then you also have Open Office Writer. So all these software perform the same role, and once you know how to use one of them, it's possible for you to know how to use the other. So I can attest to you that I can use any word processor because of the basics I have in Microsoft Word. So why? Why is that? Why was that one possible? It's because these ones they look the same. These softwares are the same in layout. They're the same in appearance. They have similar features. So they can only differ in some few cases in the number of features they have. So all these software perform the same role, and once you know how to use them, I've told you, you're just like someone who can process data using any um, word processor without requiring prior knowledge. So before the coming of electronic word processors, word processing used to be a difficult and a boring task. So you can imagine like people in the past used to rely on the work of a pen and a paper, and you know how tedious that one is. So sometimes you can make mistakes, but as a result, you may not be able to correct those mistakes. So you can end up presenting data. You can end up presenting a document that's not tedious. And then with typewriters, like they are just programmed for one-time use. So you produce one page, you forget about it. If you want to produce another page, you start typing again, which is like a wastage of time. And that's why the coming of electronic word processor is now seen to be a blessing to the modern day document production. So this is how a typewriter looks. I can zoom it. Let me zoom it. You can see how it looks like. We're having the keys here. Then this is a spacebar. So you type here. You can't see what you're typing, but it's written on a paper which can be taken on the other side. Can imagine whereby you can't be able to correct your work. That's it. So it was difficult for you to. It's very difficult for you to correct mistakes in a document that is producing using a typewriter. So let me just take you through purpose of word processing. Why do you need word processors? So I'm having some case studies here, the case questions here. Imagine that you've been given an assignment which you have to type. How will you type the assignments without the help of this software? Imagine a group researching about a certain topic. How will they type their report? We need word processors to help us type reports, compose essays, create newsletters, books, etc. So you see, word processors are very important. They'll help you to do your assignment. They'll help this group write the reports for presentation for marking period. Yeah, so that is it. So we need this one to create essays, to create newsletters and books. So in case someone asks you why do you need them, you have got the answers there. So word processors provide the user with tools which they can use to format. Formatting simply means enhancing the appearance of the document, and this can be done through applications of styles, various styles, to ensure that the document looks neat. So it can also allow you to edit. Editing simply means making changes to the document. It can also allow you to print or providing the user with tools to produce a hard copy output of their work. And also it provides you with services which can help you to store documents for future reference or use. So what are advantages of using word processors? Number one, word processors have made the process of document production easier due to some of the automated features. I've only covered a few here. We have what you call the wardrobe. So this is like a feature which automatically moves the text cursor at the beginning of the next line after reaching the end of the current line. So don't worry if you don't know what a text cursor is, because the lesson is here to help you all through. The next thing that you have to know, electronic word processors allow the user to save his or her document which he can be able to refer to it in future. That is not the case with typewriters, whereby you only type and then you produce the document for that time use. We also have electronic word processors can allow the user make changes in his or her document using inbuilt features such as spelling and grammar checker and thesaurus. We call them editing tools. So they can help you to proofread. Proofreading simply means you go through the document, you confirm that it's typographical correct, it's grammatically correct before you present it. Another thing, we have got superior document formatting features which can help you enhance the appearance of your document. So you present a very neat document, that captures the attention of the reader. So this one may make them to feel good when they are reading your work. Modern electronic word processors have got inbuilt templates. So I hope you know what templates are, but if you don't know, don't worry. Templates are just like the inbuilt copies, the documents that have been created and stored within Word to help you quickly create the documents that you may sometimes don't know the format. Like you want to create a newspaper, but you don't know its format. So you can use a template which can help you to do so. Another thing, electronic word processor allow the user to print multiple copies of the same document, multiple copies of the same page, or even multiple copies of the same paragraph, which is not the case on typewriters. If you need 10 documents, then we'll type it 10 times using typewriters. So that one brings us to the end of the definition and some basics of word processing softwares. And I will rush you quickly towards the objectives of the lesson. Are you able to define what word processing is? Are you able to define what a word processing software is or a word processor? Can you compare word processors and traditional manual typewriters? Can you state how they differ? Can you give an advantage of using word processor over traditional typewriters? That's it. And this one takes me to show you your DLI, a DL1, Dynamic Learn 1 assessment. Okay, so this is your question. Where is it? DL assessment. This is a question. Okay, it's here. Let me present as a full screen. What are word processors, to marks? What is document production? State three advantages of using document production. State three advantages of document production using electronic word processors over manual typewriters. So if you give three, we know advantages are broadly explained. So each will give it 2 marks. Define word wrap as used in word processing. Differentiate between document formatting and document editing to get 2 marks. What's a template? Give advantages of using templates in word processing. Then where can one get graphics in Microsoft Word? So be sure to answer these questions. See you in the next lesson. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for your viewing. Goodbye.